So, what is Rewired, and why are you on this YouTube channel, right? And that's what I want to explain to you. I want to explain to you that Rewired comes from this idea that our minds can change, and by changing our minds, our whole life changes. People say there's this old kind of anonymous poem that talks about how we sow a thought, then we sow a habit, and if we sow a habit, then we sow this destiny, and how our lives can actually change by changing the way we think. And this is not just something that we're coming up with on our own. This is actually reality that happens in our brains, and that's why I want my wife to explain with us.
So yeah, there's a neurological phenomenon that occurs in your brain as you learn something new. It's called neuroplasticity. So this concept really was discovered by science, in which they recognize that when you learn new habits, it is reinforced. It causes new neurological connections in the brain. So it makes new pathways, and the more you do it, the more it's reinforced in what you do. So this concept of neuroplasticity is so important because it really changes the way that we do things, because the more that you are thinking things, the more it's reinforced in your habits.
So if you think you're stuck in your ways and stuck in the way you think and stuck in these patterns of how you do life, that's actually not true. Your brain actually has the capacity to reshape, to rewire those thoughts, and to create new patterns, to create new systems, new ways of doing things. And in turn, that changes our whole lives. So that's what Rewired is all about. Rewired is, in this channel, is all about how can God change our lives by changing the way we think. And that's actually a scripture, and I want to share that with you. In Romans chapter 12, verse 2, Paul invites us to transform our lives. And he tells us, like, do not conform to the patterns of the world. Do not let these thoughts, these patterns, these habits that you've always done to be the ones that you look up to, but rather be transformed by changing, by rewiring your mind. And Paul says that when you do that, then you'll see God change your life. So when you look at these videos, when you look at this channel, when you look at all that we do, it's all about changing our lives by changing the way we think. That's what Rewired is all about. We are just a group of men and women who love Jesus and who really believe that God can change our lives by changing the way we think.